This video is going to run through some of the ways that you can create links between your content in DocumentX 2010. I have opened the .NET sample project that ships with 2010 here, and I'm going to open up the conceptual topic from the Project Explorer, the first conceptual topic here. The first kind of link I'm going to create is the most basic hyperlink within my content here. So I'm going to do that by selecting some content that I want to turn into a hyperlink. So I'm going to select these three words here. Now when I click and select in the content editor, I can drag my cursor upwards and show a mini toolbar on which I can find the hyperlink button with which I can create a hyperlink, but I can also find that same command on the content authoring tab in the ribbon. And there's also a shortcut key, Control K, for creating hyperlinks. So all three ways show you the same link designer, but depending on your preference, really, the shortcut key is obviously quickest and easiest to use if you're working within the content editor. So I'm going to click the hyperlink toolbar button here, and that will show me the link designer form from which I can select any of the items that are within my project, so any of the conceptual topics, but also the reference items, so the assembly, namespace, classes and members within the .NET assembly I have to document. And if you're documenting different items, common components, databases, those will also appear on the Project Explorer here, and I can select those in exactly the same way. So I'm going to select my other conceptual topic here, RSS syntax, and click OK, and there we have the hyperlink that's been created. And I can go back in at a later date and modify the target of that link by making sure my cursor's within the hyperlink and clicking the hyperlink command once again, and that will show me what the target is of that hyperlink, and I can change that to a different target topic should I want to. I can also create brand new hyperlinks. They don't have to be existing selected text, so I'm just going to position my cursor at the end of this paragraph. So this time I'm going to use the shortcut key to show the hyperlink dialog, and I'm going to select one of the classes within my assembly that I'm documenting. And you can see as I click on items in the reference portion of the Project Explorer, it's automatically creating a link caption for me, but I can modify that if I want to change it to just the item name rather than having that automatically added class suffix. But actually I'm going to go with the default one, which is the RSS item class. Click OK, and there we are, the new hyperlinks being created. Now, as well as hyperlinks within the actual content itself, I can add see also links both in the topic editor here and within the content file editor, and those are links that are grouped at the bottom of the page rather than displaying as inline hyperlinks. But the link designer page that's shown is precisely the same, and the idea is the same, that you select the item that you want to link to and click the OK button, and the link's created down here. So there's two ways you can link there: inline hyperlinks and see also links. Now the idea of creating links in that way is the same for the topic editor and the content file editor. So if I just open up the content file editor here and illustrate, same thing. So I'm going to press the shortcut key again, Control K, create a hyperlink. So you can see the same tree is displayed here. I can link to conceptual topics from my reference content in the same way as I link to my reference items from within my conceptual content, so we can link in both directions. So what I'm actually going to do here is create a link to an internet URL. So I'm selecting a different page from the left hand side here, and I'm going to type a caption and a web address. And there we have it, the link to an internet site. And in the same way as for project links, well, I can go back in and edit the properties of that link at a later time if I want to. One tip that I wanted to mention whilst we're in the content file editor is that it is actually possible to easily create links to .NET Framework documentation from a .NET assembly content file. So as an example, if I wanted to include a link to the .NET Framework system.string page, I can do that really easily by including the system.string reference within percent characters. So there we have it. If I include that text surrounded by the percent characters, it will be converted to a link to the .NET Framework documentation system.string type documentation when I generate the documentation. So if I just switch to preview, I can see that link gets converted to a .NET Framework link automatically for me when I build the documentation. So that's a really easy way to link to .NET Framework docs from within your content file content. So that concludes this short video on creating links within DocumentX 2010.